Okay, welcome to some Thronebreaker for The Witcher, for Gwent, or Thronebreaker, The Witcher Tales. We are in the forests of Angren over here, and there are various things to pick up, various things to explore. Okay, got some cards. I got a load of cards. I don't think this game, like CD Projekt released a statement not too long ago, basically saying, oh yeah, the game did not meet our expectations. Well, they barely did anything to market it to begin with, so not much effort put into that, and somehow they expected it to sell. I mean, Witcher 3 didn't sell well because it was the best game that they've ever made. It's not, but because they had good marketing for it. We got reports, okay. This is about halfway through the game, more or less. Got a load of cards. I don't know what exactly the game is trying to highlight here for me. Oh, all of these traps. I don't need to care about this. I have a very powerful deck over here built up with Arbalists, Footman, Otto, Blankrela, Gascon, Eek, Denel, Xavier, Knickers, Gabor, Zigrin, Barnabas, okay. Illyrian Scytheman. Let me see the training grounds. No, actually. The Mist 10, no. The workshop, yeah. What could I get? Increase this recruit cap to 300, fair enough. Illyrian Lanchknecht. Illyrian Sapper. Illyrian Haiduk. What does this do? Keep in mind I have enough money to afford everything, probably. I think some things, Alright, that will do. For now. Need more cards, basically. Supplies, if you want to call it. Wait, the fuck is up with this game? Okay, I get it. You want to attract attention to all these wonderful cards. What? Okay. Okay, that's enough for now. Actually, there was one thing I should deal with in the camp, and that's to see if my companions have anything to say.
Your Grace?
Farewell, Ake.
Yes, Your Grace?
It's time I attended to...
Always good to...
We shall return to this...
No skin off him up.
I'm pleased to see you.
Duty call.
Of course.
Alright, gonna move out. Move out of the camp, start exploring the swamp. And get to the bridge. We will have a battle.
Hidden among brambles, Meve watched the Nilfgaardian sentries atop the palisade. In full gear, alert in stance, they looked sharp and ready to defend the stronghold.
Blast.
Meve hissed, for she now knew Red Lobendon would not fall by surprise. A siege would be needed, and it would slow her advance. Yet there was naught she could do, as this was her one road to Angren and to Caldwell. Reynard wiped the sweat from his brow, donned his helmet, and dropped his visor with a tap.
On your command, Your Majesty.
Alright, let's get going.
Very well. We mustn't delay. Reynard, our plan of attack. Armoured infantry to lead and take the first salvo upon their breast, scaling ladders to follow. Afterwards...
Masterful. Truly masterful.
Interrupted Gascon.
Yet, despite the mastery, fit to be improved.
How, namely?
Hold back your force. Lie in waiting. I'll take 10 good men and open the gates for you. Wide.
And how do you aim to achieve this?
Asked Reynard.
Knock and claim to be a trinket peddler, I suppose. Or perhaps one of Lebioda's devout disciples.
Must you know every last detail? Where's the fun in that, sir?
There's none in warfare. Never.
Seethed Reynard.
For war is no farce. Your Majesty, he stands no chance. Not the slightest.
None at all, I concur. Yet his eagerness intrigues. Let's see what he can do.
Reynard did not approve of Meve's decision, this was clear. Yet he dared not undermine it. The Queen's blessing now his, Gascon assembled a small force and set off, straight for the stronghold gate.
Lambs to the slaughter,
muttered Reynard, shaking his head.
My Queen, it's not too late. We can always...
Shh! Look.
Already at the gate, Gascon lifted his arm in a gesture of peace, then merrily bantered a bit with the guards. A moment later, the gates jerked into motion.
But how?
No matter. The gate stands open. We must attack.
Meve raced off towards the fortress without even glancing back. She knew well her soldiers would follow.
Okay, the Battle of the Gate. The guards continued their attempt to close the gate, but Gascon's men quickly disposed of them, thrusting their knives between gaps in the heavy plate. The Lyrians raised their fists in triumph and cheered, but Meve was quick to silence them. Their celebration was premature. True, the invaders lost the tactical advantage, but had not yet been defeated. Let's begin. A story battle and a shortened battle. Okay. It should be no problem. My army is quite a formidable one. Arbalists, don't underestimate them. Alright, what do I have? Well, one Arbalest, Barbas, Regiment Trumper, Xavier. Okay, finish redrawing. Yes. And we have the Gesso Footman.
Oh, ha! The strays have come to play!
Around one, order, okay. Let's see what we can do. The Arbalists. Okay. Move to the other road. Damage it by random. Damage all damaged enemies. Okay. Wait, what? Can't. Oh yeah, right. Wait. Okay. Ah yes, the Magna Division. Wonderful stuff.
Army's a waste of time for one like me.
Though the Magna Division is not going to be as formidable as one might think. Okay. That's me for you. She's got the flail on, so she's capable of doing AoE damage.
Give me a target.
Okay.
Arbalist at your command.
Right.
Getting to work. We must trust each other.
I'm a won't say.
Let's not get into this
Right. Left.
too hard.
Right.
When will you ever learn?
Okay. It's gonna hit me. Okay. Sure.
Alright, that's no problem.
Sure, why not? End the turn. That is a victory right there.
My boots got sand aplenty in them.
Wise choice.
One boat's all I need.
A shame I have no time.
Order will triumph! It must triumph! Praise be to the great sun! Order! There's a time to reap, a time to sow, and a time to die.
Erigla.
One red Lobenden for you, my lady. Compliments of the house.
Very nice of you, Gascon. Care to explain yourself now?
Gascon seemed a fiend as he fought his way to the keep, then single-handedly killed the commander. Suddenly leaderless, the Nilfgaardians laid down their arms.
My, Gascon. Colour me surprised.
Pleasantly so, I trust.
Don't fish for compliments, it doesn't suit you. Besides, you know you deserve both medal and title.
I shall hold you to it, my queen.
In due course. But I must know how. What ruse persuaded the Nilfgaardians to open the gate?
Come, come, my delightful charms, no ruse.
Ah, I see. Not one to share secrets.
Unremarkable, as I see it. I'd hold my tongue too, were my conscience thus burdened.
I've done naught to hide my shameful past, friend. I was a brigand, indeed, yet...
Do not dare take me for a fool. You know of what I speak.
Yet I don't. Reynard, what is this? What the devils is with you?
Your Grace, in Mahakam, the Nilfgaardian letter we managed to intercept. Consider your offer accepted. Direct Meve and her force to the agreed site. We await their arrival. Your reward shall be as agreed. 'Twas Gascon who told us Caldwell had received Angren to rule. 'Twas Gascon who suggested we ride for Lobendon. Here, the Blackclads willingly opened the gate, for they expected him to deliver a prisoner. You!
I don't believe this. No, it cannot be.
Deny it, Gascon. Go on. Tell me I'm wrong. Do you require any more proof, Your Grace? What do they promise you? Amnesty? Coin in heaps?
Both. I knew Nilfgaard wouldn't parley with me as a matter of course. To be treated seriously, I needed something they valued. A stroke of luck, it was, the chance to free you from Caldwell's grip. 'Twas in Edern that we first spoke. Then came to an understanding after Rosberg's fall.
Why do I still live then? Why not snatch me under Knight's mantle? Drag me to Red Lobendon in chains?
Meve, I sought to sell you out, I did, and aimed to gain by it. Yet in Edern, you earned my respect. In Mahakam, my admiration. I swore then I wouldn't follow the terms of the accord I'd made. Instead, I'd let you into the fort and make damn sure the Commandant couldn't reveal the truth. Alas, seems I underestimated Reynard.
Flattery will get you knout. You, sir, are a traitor.
Oh, please, friend. You appear to me a pot that calls the kettle black.
Reynard? What does he mean?
I've no notion, Your Grace. Not the slightest.
Truly? Ha! And I had you pegged for a man of honor. Come now, Reynard. Who sent secret missives to Willem? Go on, you really should tell your queen.
What? Reynard?
His Highness guest chambers in Mahakam. One of my lads snuck in. Found a letter bearing the signature of one Reynard Odo.
Reynard, I beg you. Say it's not so. Tell me it's a filthy lie.
Your Grace. I'd hoped His Highness and you would reconcile. To see son stand against mother rent my heart. I wish to help.
Behind my back.
Your Majesty, I sought merely to push the youth to see reason. To open his eyes.
So say you now. Yet I can't know what was in the letters. I can't know what pacts you made. And alas, I can no longer take you at your word.
I'm not alone in having deceived. Yet I am in repairing my wrong.
Meve felt a tempest rise inside her. Yet she could not release it lest it cloud her view. She would solve the problem, strike it from her mind, and resume her journey at once.
Alright. Decisions. You can banish one of them or both of them. I won't banish either. It's a foolish decision. They are both loyal men in their own fucking fucked up ways, especially Gascon. That's the only reasonable decision. Just remember, Meve is a monarch. She has to deal with all of that crap.
Drawn and quartered I should have you both. Yet in truth, I cannot do without your aid. Now more than ever. 'Tis the one reason I show mercy and forgive.
Your Grace, perhaps made with doubt, but 'tis the right decision. I shall prove it. Thank you.
Reynard and I rarely see eye to eye, but under the circumstances, I second his every word.
Oh, shut your damn traps. And I believe you're needed in the wagon train. Now!
The Queen's wish was clear and fierce. Gascon and Reynard slid off, leaving Meve to her thoughts. From the palisade's rampart, Meve gazed out over the marshlands across the Iruga. The Queen sighed deeply. She expected great challenges in Angren. She had also expected, even hoped, to find the one traitor in her midst. But two, and both her close aides-de-camp. She felt a weight upon her heart now.
Blast it all.
She muttered.
Not the first dagger I've taken in the back. Likely not the last either. Yet to pity my lot will help not at all.
From the captive Nilfgaardians, Meve learned Caldwell was at Tuzla Castle, in Angren's very heart. A small detachment would remain at Red Lobendon, while the Queen with the rest of her force set off to face the treacherous Count.
Okay then.
Mom, I must speak to you when you find a free moment.
Esavarut, Nordling, Netamar.
Alright. Alright, I'm gonna go back across the bridge. Yes, I am sending scouts all over the place, no reason to dawdle. How much gold do I have? Too much. I wonder if she's gonna leave me. We'll see.
I'm pleased to see you again, Mom. You need something?
You wish to speak with me? In private?
Yes, Mom. I've given thought to certain matters. The time's come to explain and reveal my decisions. I've not been entirely honest, but I've seen you very much deserve the truth. You're brave, wise, and above all, you've a good heart. And thus you're unlike any other ruler I've ever met, had dealings with.
Isbel, what is it you wish to say? You're starting to worry me.
I told you of Sintra and Sodden. Do you recall? It's true, I took part in that war. Yet I fought for the Empire.
What? I'm not certain I understand.
My name is Isbel ep Muirmos, of Nilfgaard. I wish I could say I am from a conquered province. I wish I had that luxury. But no, I hail from the city of the Golden Towers itself.
My, I'd certainly not expected that. Please, tell me more.
I went straight from the academy to the army, as majors do in Nilfgaard. Yet I truly believed our aim to be to build a better world. With our help, the mages, the Emperor conquered realm after realm, right up to the Amel Mountains. Yet he was not sated, and turned his greedy eyes to the north. But the north stood and faced him. I'll never forget the bloodbath he wrought in Sintra. It was unspeakable.
He sought to intimidate us. He united us instead.
Indeed. At Sodden, when chaos engulfed the Imperial army, I saw my chance to flee the madness and begin life anew. And I did just that. I never sought thereafter to rejoin my countrymen or return to my home. Instead, I stayed in the north and swore never again to use my magic to harm others. Yet I cannot stand idle as the Emperor perpetrates atrocity after atrocity. I wish to fight at your side.
All deserve a second chance. Yet from now on, there are to be no more secrets between us.
Certainly. I thank you. You've no idea what this means to me.
Good. Oh, and Isbel, this must stay between us alone. For your own sake.
I appreciate the concern, Mom, but you needn't worry about me. I've lived for some time in the north, and dare say I know how to get by.
The city of the Golden Towers. Don't think I know any soul who's seen it with her own eyes.
Did you know many common folk believe they're made of real gold, the towers? Yet they're named for how the southern sun dances off their rooftops. My family lived in the capital long before Nilfgaard was ever an empire. The city is of great beauty, was always a source of pride, turned arrogance in time. When I was but a lass, my father would take me to the grand amphitheater to watch the gladiators fight. A daughter of Nilfgaard should grow accustomed to the sight of blood, he said. For to conquer the world was our destiny.
Dreadful. You must have hated it.
At the time, I saw nothing wrong in it. I admired the gladiators for their bravery, skill, finesse. Though now it shames me to admit it.
Duty calls. I must go.
Of course.
Your Grace?
Farewell, Ake. Yes? I must go.
You need my help with...
Time I attend.
Yes, my lady?
Other matters.
As you wish, my lady.
Your Grace, I wished once more to express my gratitude for your show of mercy.
I showed mercy, true, but felt much more. Anger, pain, now resentment. You hurt me, Reynard. Wounded me to the bloody core. I don't know what else to say on the matter, so let's not speak of it.
As you wish, Your Grace.
It's time I attend.
Meve, I must say it again, I'm sorry. And I thank you for forgiving me.
No need to say any more, Gascon.
But you've got to know.
Every time you bring it up, I'm tempted to change my mind. Now let's turn to the task at hand. It's time I
I'm pleased.
Duty call.
Of course.
Okay, so Meve was betrayed. Where is she? There she is. There we go. Let's see about this. Alright, there's some chests over there, and then there's secrets over on this side. We will be going for all this way, just so you understand. We need to get here, then we'll go through here to the north over here. There's a lot of shit to explore. Lots of things to get to. Yeah, I'm increasing the voice volume. Feel it's a bit too low. Recruits. Oh, a chest. You might miss that if you don't pay attention. But yeah, I'm absolutely positively fucking swimming in gold. Not even a contest at this point.
I'll keep a close eye on him, Mom. Don't you fret.
No two ways to it. Charming this county the Blackclads granted Caldwell to rape.
Yes, a gift so lovely Caldwell could not refuse. Ep Dahi, it seems, wished to be rid of the Count, so as to rule Lyria alone.
I do wonder why they quarrelled.
Caldwell wished to rule by Willem's hand, and by his claim. Of little benefit to Nilfgaard, so the general disapproved.
As do I. By all means.
Okay. So, head over directly there. Clear out this entire path. Lots of shit to clear out. Let's see, what do we have here? Probably a battle awaits me here. Yep. Let's see what kind of battle this is, though. Alright, start the battle. Standard battle against the monster. Okay. Yeah, that's reasonable enough. Lyrian scythes and Lyrian arbalists. No reason to draw anything. Drain all enemies, okay.
My spirit's willing and how, but these damn boots are killing me.
Okay, end the turn.
Army's a waste of time for one like me.
Armor won't save them.
What? Oh, yes, I'm on it.
Oh, that's actually bad. Draw and play. Okay. Now will be about it. But I do need to play
There's a time
card.
to reap, a time to sow, and a time to die. Aye.
Left, right, left, right.
Should have listened to me, old lady. This harvest will be
I
reaping
fear not,
flat
for
flat.
faith guides me.
Again and again and again.
Okay. Things are working out quite nicely. So far. Not too bad. Gascon.
Wait, you're serious?
Yeah, I am quite serious.
Make love, not war.
Make love, not Warcraft, so to speak. By all means, increase my strength even further.
Give me a target.
Monster killed. Could have been worse. Could have been a heck of a lot worse. Okay. Well, I certainly have the recruits. Alright. Morale could certainly use an improvement though. Right, so north and then south. Actually, wait, there might be a way. No. So there is a monster battle awaiting me on the other side over there. What am I looking at here? Ah yes, building more stuff. Alright. Soldiers' quarters fully upgraded. Flying to Zilla Castle. It's best we take them. That's a piece of a card. Fix the bridge. Because why not? Let's see what battle awaits us. Yes, the standard battle against the broken bridge, the Katakan. Katakan, huh? The Katakan who prowled the area and knew all the bridge's condition. So, went over a vampire, okay. That's the second Katakan that I'm facing.
Army's a waste of time for one like me.
Coin never stinks, no matter how rank the pouch.
Left, right, left, right.
Sorry, turnips back for an encore.
Didn't have any damaged unit, unfortunately.
Her Majesty is exceptional.
One more all I need. This harvest will
My scars?
reap
No.
not clad.
They don't hurt.
Give me a target.
Again and again and again.
Gonna ignore the fact that my there we go.
My spirit's willing and how, but these damn boots are killing me.
Let's see what units the Katakan has.
There's a time to reap, a time to sow, and a time to die.
Okay. Gonna bring that down.
For you, pal! Anything.
Arbalist to your command. Armor won't save.
The unworthy shall be punished.
Alright, that will be the end of them. I think. Alright, pass. I do want to be a bit careful here. Don't want to miss stuff. So there's the village. There's a puzzle inside that village. Oh, the plants. I don't remember the exact name, but they were in The Witcher 1. And in Blood and Wine. Alright. Special battle. Archporters. Okay. Eliminate them without letting any allies die. Every turn on turns in, if this unit's power is even, move one row towards the opponent and damage the lowest unit on the battlefield by 1. Okay.
Armor won't save them. One bolt's all I need. Give me a target. Our ballista, your command.
And some of these puzzles are actually hard to do. That one was a joke, though. Okay, no passage. Nilfgaardian military camp, huh? Hold on. I remember that here you... Alright, there's a battle. Bridge, a point of interest. Then stuff south. Okay. Here's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna clear this entire side, assuming I can get here, through here to this side. I guess I'll see. So first off, go through and deal with the battle. Knickers! The sky opened. Rain and knickers. Well, foglets actually. My bad. Drain all enemies in a row. Okay.
Should have listened to me, old lady.
Knickers!
Army's a waste of time for one like me. Left, right, left, right.
Wait, you're serious?
This harvest will be reaping black-clad heads.
No chance. Alright. Gonna pass. I won. Clearly. Gonna get rid of her. She's not exactly the greatest in the world. Beyond that, I'd say I'm fine. Alright, gonna play the Lurian Scythes.
And how, but these damn boots are killing me.
Fairly solid units in turn.
As ordered.
Again and again and again.
The unworthy shall be punished.
All right, that's no problem.
Breaking them down with his with his fists. Alright, gonna use Xavier.
Army's a waste of time for one like me.
Okay. Rayla.
Enough chit-chat. Draw your weapon.
Sure.
There's a time to reap, a time to sow, and a time to die.
It's a time to die, clearly. You little shit.
Give me a target.
Can't risk it.
Our ballista, your command. Aye.
When will you ever learn?
Zero. How about that? You little cunt.
Feel any burning? See a local healer or wise woman.
Playing the random give a unit 8 to arm.
Discipline shall bring us victory!
Brach! Scheiß! In! Zwei!
Let me see that last card that they have. Okay, passed. Lost, good sir. The monster has fallen. What do we have there, actually? Nothing. Just some nice piece of terrain. From Foltest. Okay. Temerian withdrawal, huh? They've burned the bridges of Angren. Angren supposedly belongs to Temeria, I believe. Okay.
The Lyrians came to a crossroads. As Meve and her scouts conferred about the proper path to take, a footman, of a sudden, collapsed upon the muddy ground. His comrades strove to rouse him. Alas, to no avail. Meve called for a medic. One arrived, post-haste. He checked for wounds, a heartbeat, all else for which a medic checks. Then he peered down the soldier's throat. In a flash, he was on his feet, his hand over his mouth, backing away.
What's with him? What's wrong?
The Queen asked, her eyes darting between the medic and his patient.
Typhus exanthematicus, Your Grace.
Replied the physician, wiping his hands with a spirit-soaked cloth.
Typhus fever.
Contagious?
Extremely, I fear. Though not yet at this stage. The spots are but in his mouth for now. Tomorrow he'll be blotched all over. It's then the disease turns infectious.
I see. What about a cure? Is one known?
The medic looked at Meve, shook his head and shrugged. Alas, there was precisely naught he could do. But where medicine fails, magic may at times stand in. Without giving it two thoughts, Meve called for Isbel.
It's typhus, I've no doubt.
The healer confirmed.
I know a spell that could be helpful. Vital's cleansing, we call it. It takes time to prepare and many ingredients. Rather costly, or...
Coin's no object,
said Meve.
Get to work at once.
Isbel returned from the local herbalist with herbs valuable and rare. Fern blossoms, mandrake root, comfrey seeds, and more. She then pulled from her bundle a variety of vessels, funnels, retorts, alembics, carafes. Colored concoctions she then brewed, steam and strange odors rising from them. Hours later, after much effort, she had a few drops of a thick substance in a flask. Isbel whispered an incantation, then gave the remedy to the dying man. His tremors and fever subsided at once, the other symptoms fading within hours. At last, Meve could breathe a deep sigh of relief.
"'Tis a land of monsters."
Alright, puzzle time. Meve pricked up her ears. For the hum of mosquitoes and croaking frogs, she heard something unexpected, a singing woman. Puzzled, the queen followed the voice. She soon stood before the entrance of a cave, footprints visible in the mud. They appeared human, if you don't count the 3-inch claws. Alright, move me to the opponent's range rope. Special rules. Okay, extra card.
Rivia! For the north!
Our ballista, your command.
The morrow shall bring a better day.
Armor won't save.
Bigger they are, easier they are to target. Thing about slings, they hide well.
Armor won't save.
Onward! To victory!
Ever have a stone knock out one of your teeth?
One bolt's all I need.
I've hit the white of an eye from half a league away. Bigger they are, easier they are to target.
Give me a target.
Thing about slings, they hide well.
Shouldn't it be moving? Hold on. Oh, okay, so every row starts with the torrential rain, okay. I get it. Easy enough, I suppose, then.
The morrow shall bring a better day.
Okay.
Bigger they are, easier they are to target.
One bolt's all I need.
Thing about slings, they hide well.
Give me a target. Our ballista, your command.
Alright. Challenge finished. Okay, more resources acquire. Workshop then. So, forager, Lyrian blacksmith. I'll probably need this guy actually at one point, so I'm not gonna get anything right now.
For no visible reason, the Lyrian column came to a halt. Meve stood in her stirrups in a bid to see the cause. Something had blocked the way, it seemed. Something large. A tree felled by a storm, or an abandoned wagon, the Queen thought. Neither was true. A boulder huge as a barn lay in their path. Footmen had slung ropes around it, planted their feet, and now sought to pull it aside. Did not budge an inch.
Perhaps I could assist you.
Meve turned in her saddle on hearing the voice. Several travellers in faded robes warily crept from the trees. A young woman with long, light-coloured hair led the way.
You don't much resemble a rock troll.
Said the Queen, eyeing the slender stranger skeptically.
But go on, do try.
The fair-haired lass crouched beside the stone, closed her eyes, and began to whisper. Horses whinnied and tugged at their reins. A hound howled in the distance. And then the boulder rolled to the side like an apple across the deck of a boat rocked by seas.
Who are you? Do tell.
A druid,
Came her calm response.
this stone. It stood in our circle.
The woman silently turned toward the wood. Meve followed her gaze, and among the trees saw other large stones, cracked and scorched.
What happened here?
We refused the Nilfgaardians' aid,
Answered the druid.
so they raised our shrines. Though, perhaps it's a blessing.
A blessing? How so?
A darkness fell upon Angren a time past, and it grows. The forest turns savage, its creatures drunk on blood. Folk have come to worship other cruel gods. It's time we abandoned this land forsaken and went south, to Kedmerkvid.
Our path leads south too, though not as far.
Said the Queen.
Do join us. Given the times, there's safety in numbers.
The druids agreed, and were grateful. They walked at the rear of the column, muttering prayers, their faces concealed beneath hoods.
Time for a standard battle against the monster, the people of Angren. So, the Nilfgaardians have eradicated the monsters within their borders, eh? How wonderful for them, they don't have to deal with all this filth.
Again and again and again.
Sorry, turnips back for an encore.
Us or them, no other way.
Army's a waste of time for one like me.
This harvest, we'll be reaping black-clad heads. One boat's all I need.
Left, right, left, right.
Alright, maybe the monster will pass. Yes, it does. Okay, so will I. Though that's not necessarily a good thing. The trick is to make the monsters use as many cards as they can within one round.
Again and again and again.
My spirit's willing.
You sure about that?
These damn boots are killing me. There's a time to reap, a time to sow, and a time to die.
Getting to work.
Give me a target.
I'd hoped we could solve this some other way.
I fear not, for faith guides me.
I believe at your command.
We'll see about your faith, Eek of Danel. Certainly played. Oh dear. Well, it wins that round. That was a nasty set of cards, really. Let's see what that's got.
Off to the front yet again.
I will hear.
Aye.
And just when you thought things were about to get dull.
Should have listened to me, old lady.
Her Majesty is exceptional.
I'm a ward servant.
Goals, huh? Okay. Sure, why not?
Left, right, left, right.
For you, pal! Anything!
Again and again and again.
Aye. This harvest, we'll be reaping black-clad heads.
Army's a waste of time for one like me.
Getting to work.
My spirit's willing.
Oh, sorry, turnips back for an encore.
Alright, the first round is won. Let's see now. Playing that trinket may not have been the best decision in the world, though.
Left, right, left, right.
For Demavend!
There's a time to reap, a time to sow.
My breastplate chafes.
One bolt's all I need. Give me a target. Our ballista, your command.
Discipline shall bring us victory!
Off to the front yet again.
It's not too late to walk away.
again and again and again.
Quiet, or the commissar will hear.
Coin never stinks, no matter how rank the pouch.
Oh, that's quite the victory, isn't it? Alright. Caldwell trying to give orders to the Nilfgaardians, finding out that's not quite working as he imagined it would. Is it? What do we have here? He should join our ranks. Someone must be in the first way. Let him go home. He is free to go. If he wants to desert Nilfgaard, so be it. Better chances. Okay. I simply need a few minutes. Just running on fumes right now. And of course, I don't wanna deal with Caldwell though, at the very least. Alright, gonna keep going. So, there's a point of interest. Right, some stuff over on that side, the fort. But our goal is to go through all of this and reach this particular point.
Angren lies thousands of leagues from the sea. Yet the Imperial fleet looked chiefly to this land for wood, its ashes and oaks ideal for shipbuilding. The lumber was driven down the Yaruga to shipyards in Sintra and Atra. There, day and night, Nilfgaard's fleet grew and grew. So when Meve heard axes steadily hacking, the continual grind of saws, she halted her force and quickly dispatched scouts. Indeed, they found a lumber camp, banners overhead, the great sun blazing upon them. Though not critical to her mission, Meve was nonetheless tempted to disrupt the invader however she could.
The Emperor awaits a mass flow of logs,
Called the Queen, drawing her sword.
but we shall send him corpses! Formation! Follow me!
When the Lyrians rushed forth with a cry on their lips, the lumberjacks dropped their axes. Their black-clad guards, though likewise surprised, formed up and stood ready for battle.
All right, let's begin. Shortened battle, huh?
Dwarven! Essaytu Navin! Lyrian!
Her Majesty knows what she's doing.
You sure about that?
Again and again and again.
Life is mine now. There's a time to reap, a time to sow, and a time to die.
Wise choice.
Angren's gold is not yours to plunder. Begone!
Aye.
Back in line!
Not supposed to be any smoke.
Move!
An army's a waste of time for one like me.
listen to me, old lady. One boat's all I need. Give me a target.
Fight for the Emperor and you might be free!
This harvest, we'll be reaping black-clad heads.
Zerikania! Source of the best goods.
Nilfgaard's ranks folded. Soldiers fled in fright, stumbling over felled trees and corpses. The air was heavy with the scent of resin and blood. As she caught her breath, the queen looked about. Hundreds of trees lay cut down in rows. Oak and ash enough to keep the shipyards working till winter. Meve ordered the lumber requisitioned. Yet one of the loggers approached her. A man with a face like old leather, sawdust in his hair.
Good lady, I know you war hard against Nilfgaard. I know you'd keep timber out of their hands, but then see, we won't get paid. We'll see no coin till Sintra's shipyards see lumber. It's what the Blacklads said. I beg you, have mercy. We're simple folk. Been slaving since spring, got families to feed. And hunger looms ever close in wartime.
Meve looked at the logger's hands. Thick scars, crisscrossed fingers twisted by years of axe work.
This wood I cannot allow to reach Nilfgaardian shipyards,
she said.
Yet neither can I let you go hungry. I shall take the wood and pay you from my own purse.
You've a big heart, my lady. Not many folk like you. Got blisters on my hands from... Got blisters... Never ends, I tell you. We'll never finish this blasted work.
So I need to go east, clear out this area, and then cross the bridge over here to get to Caldwell on this side. Okay. Let's see. Well, I do certainly want to deal with the circle, and then there's that fort over on that side. Alright, I want blacksmiths. It's a shame, really, with this game. Because the story is interesting, it's just the gameplay per se, it's not necessarily so. Because CD Projekt thinks a bunch of collectibles in a big world is fun. No, it's not. Anyway. Alright. Let's begin.
My boots got sand aplenty in them.
Again and again and again.
Diabel am Gas.
For you, pal! Anything!
Army's a waste of time for one like me.
Ah, should have listened to me old lady. This harvest, we'll be reaping black-clad heads. Arbalist to your command. My spirit's willing and how, but these damn boots are killing me.
Discipline. That is what you folk lack.
Left, right, left, right.
Nilfgaard!
For Demavend!
Armor won't say.
Then retreat!
One boat's all I need.
My pain serves a purpose.
Wait, you're serious?
Invention's mum.
Gonna play a nice bomb, a northern wind. Let's see what the AI is capable of doing now. Given the lag, I'm certain the AI doesn't know what to do actually. So I'm just pulling that damage.
Off to the front yet again.
There's a time to reap, a time to sow, and a time to die.
Quiet, or the commissar will hear.
Now is the time to die, huh?
Scheiß in 2! Off to the front yet again.
Entering the swamp's easy.
In the distance, Meve spotted a spindle-like shape, which soon proved an enormous, dark obelisk. It stood in the middle of a wetland clearing. Dozens of iron rings dangled from its shaft, clinking and rattling in gusts of wind. Cows, donkeys, and dogs were gathered round the stone, all tied to the rings by ropes. Their hides showed many shallow cuts, seeping blood, festering, drawing mosquitoes in swarms. A number of the animals struggled against their cords, while others, near dead, lay still in the wet, tall grass. Across the clearing, folk emerged from the woods, a handful of peasants with a mule in tow. The beast resisted, stomped and planted its hooves, perhaps sensing its gruesome fate. The queen decided to question the peasants, and soon learned the animals were their sacrifice to the swamp gods.
They're all about, dearie. Very close. Oh, very, very close.
The toothless old woman whispered.
They hide neath murky waters. Can't feed when they hear the drip drip of blood. The gods look kindly on those what make an offering.
I know nothing of your gods,
began the queen, her nose crinkled in disgust.
but any that demand such grisly tribute are not at all worthy of reverence. What you do to these creatures is savagery. Savagery I can't allow.
Run us off, you can.
Replied the old shrew.
But soon as you're gone, we'll come back. As ever, we'll come back.
This I know. So I must take care to leave you naught to come back to.
Over the peasants' howls and pleas, Meve ordered the obelisk brought down. Her soldiers gripped the ropes that hung from it and toppled the shaft. As it hit the ground, it shattered into many smaller pieces.
You say you know naught of our gods?
The old woman's eyes narrowed, her voice grew darker still.
Well, don't you worry your head, sweetie. You'll meet him soon enough. They'll tangle your paths, sow a pox among you, drive you to madness, every last one. I curse you, all of you, in Gerwin's name.
Undisturbed by the Harridans' screamed threats, Meve rode on. But her men whispered long of the curse. It weighed on their minds, poisoned their hearts. Each misstep, misfortune, they saw as punishment for their sacrilege.
Sacrilege? Superstitious lot, really? Oh, that worked out. No more monument to the swamp gods to kneel to, huh? Alright, gonna have to go south unless there is anything else. Alright, eradicate the him without losing anyone, basically. Without any of your allies getting killed. Oh, this one is wonderful. Alright, so I understand exactly what I need to do. Alright, the Divina Runestone. Okay, show me the map. Alright. A gate. Crossing, a log. That one maybe? Yeah. Let's see. Okay. Remember a gate though. Might be that. Guess I'll find out.
In Angren, all decomposes, be it dead or very much alive. Rot blights trees, seeping sores torment beasts, and the whole swamp emits the acrid, stifling stench of decay. So when, in the swamp's distant corner, the Lyrians caught whiffs of smoke and roasted meat, they stopped dead in their tracks. The scouts followed their noses to a clearing framed by a palisade. Through the gaps in the posts, they spotted a small fort.
Any banners upon it? Whose do you see?
Asked the Queen.
There aren't none, your grace. Not one golden sun, not one silver lily.
Meve gave the gate a few solid knocks with her shield. Moments later, a dozen armed men appeared atop the rampart. The one who led them wore a beard.
Who are you? Why are you here?
I'm Meve, Queen of Lyria and Rivia. At war with Nilfgaard, I ventured into these swamps.
Is there a war on? Hey, that's news. Certainly, but little concern to me. The name's Gimpy Gerwin and I rule these lands.
Is that so? As conferred upon you by whom?
By me! Angren's a good bit larger than folk think. And no duke's or emperor's fingers stand to reach its every corner. Thus I just up and took this particular nook. Made it mine. So let's parley, Meve. One ruler to another. At the risk of being blunt, I don't care who wins this war. But I'll want to be in good standing with whoever does. So, I offer you a fire at which to warm your limbs. Also, a place at my table and beds for you to rest. On condition, you pledge to me one very small thing. To respect the sacred laws of hospitality.
So be it. I do solemnly swear before the gods and my ancestors that we shall honor all the laws of hospitality.
Then you're most welcome inside.
The fort was simple, built of logs, covered with thatch. Oh, but inside, it was warm, dry. Hot, steaming dishes were piled upon platters, the tables beneath them bent from their weight. Smiles appeared on her soldiers' drained faces, and Meve's spirits were lifted at last. Gerwin proved a cordial host, and eagerly shared both food and tales. He'd led a mercenary band, and they'd stumbled into Angren, discovered a land unclaimed by any feudal lord. He'd erected the fort, then united the surrounding villages under his very own rule.
The folk here are savage, defiant,
he said, sipping wine.
I keep them on a tight lead for their own good. Elsewise they'd slit your throat first chance they got.
Late that night, Meve went to see if her mare had been dressed. In the stable, she happened on a farmhand. Recognizing the queen, the man fell to his knees and averted his eyes. Meve noticed a strange object dangling from a rope around his neck. A human hand half rotted to the bone.
What? What is that?
My wife's hand, your grace,
stammered the peasant.
Lord Gerwin caught her sneaking some grub. Scraps, really. Took her and told me to wear it, so I'd remember what happens when...
Meve left the stick. The queen reached for her sword, but she'd taken an oath, so her hand paused on the hilt. Gerwin was cruel, deserved to be punished. But Meve would not do the deed. The queen blew her horn, woke her men from sweet slumber. She ordered them to assemble. They would march out at once. Gerwin rushed out, confused, to ask what had happened. Meve gave no answer, save to spit at his boots.
No, your grace!
Ake of Dunel shouted.
This is not right! I'll not leave these peasants to these brutes!
Ake drew his sword, and with one mighty strike ran 2 of Gerwin's soldiers through. The others needed no orders, and fearing for their lives, promptly leapt at their Lyrian guests.
Ake, you bloody fool. Alright. Let's eliminate him.
I didn't think a queen would so easily break her word.
To arms!
Make love, not war.
Quiet, or the Commissar will hear.
Try them!
Left, right, left, right.
Sod it. Sod it all.
You did the right thing. We should never turn a blind eye to others' suffering.
Quick and painful this'll be.
I'm a war
Awaiting your orders.
Lyria!
To arms!
Don't like this. There's a time to reap, a time to sow, and a time to die.
Remove this pile of manure from my sight.
Lame as he was, Gerwin had been a mercenary. He fought hard, he fought well, yet still proved no match for Meve. She knocked his axe from his hand. He fell to his knees, then she cleaved his head clear off. It rolled like a gourd and came to rest at the peasant's feet.
You've your freedom back,
Growled Meve as she wiped her sword.
yet do not take it for granted. Nilfgaard is in Angren. The Blackclads will come here too. As long as the golden sun flies over the marsh, you must hide in the woods.
Meve's force left the fort before dawn. She rode at the fore, lips pursed, jaw clenched. A stain on her honor. She'd broken her word. Apart from all else, it stung on the inside.
We're free. It is the truth. The gods bless.
Your Grace?
Sir Ake, you disobeyed my order.
Yes, but...
There are no buts. The words of the Queen are not verses from the good book, to be interpreted as you see fit. They are to be heeded by all, unconditionally.
Your Majesty, when your force I joined, I made clear I'd swear no oath of allegiance to you. For this I'd sworn already to the gods, and to scripture as contained in the good book. I abet you in your fight against Nilfgaard willingly, because this immoral empire has demonstrated injustice profound. But this does not mean I can turn a blind eye to trespasses on your part, nor that I shan't try to correct them.
All true. Such was our accord. I must respect it, I haven't a choice.
I thank you, Your Majesty. Many wander, go astray. Precious few acknowledge it.
Farewell, Ake.
Hey, help!
It's time
I'm pleased.
Duty call.
Of course.
I believe the first time I did this, did I keep Ake? I don't remember. Been a while since I've played this game. Alright. Time to go south. Long ships from Skellige, pretty far in, and then plenty of prizes to find.
Your Majesty? Are you well?
Yes. Yes, but the stench.
Let's see about this. Destroy all enemy units.
Stop your yapping and start digging.
Alright. Time to get another hero. Because why not?
Meve stood waiting while her scouts cut through the tangled branches and roots that had overgrown the trail through the swamp. Suddenly, a soldier doubled over and began to retch blood. The same symptoms soon afflicted others in her ranks.
A potent poison,
was the medic's verdict. It seemed all those who'd fallen ill had shared a tent. One night, they'd chattered about an obelisk they'd destroyed and the group of incensed peasants who'd cursed them for it. Fearing for their lives, the footman had gone to a local herbalist. She'd brewed them a potion to ward off black magic. Alas, the concoction had proved poisonous, while the herbalist had vanished without a trace. Happily, Isbel concocted an antidote in time to deliver the soldiers from a certain and agonizing death. The mage explained their misfortune had not issued from a dark, corrupt force, but from simple human wickedness. Her calming voice and gentle smile lifted the soldiers' spirits. Trusting in her care, they soon wholly forgot the so-called curse. Meve rode at the front, her eyes fixed on the ground, and thus spotted the pit masked by leaves and branches. She tugged hard on her reins and steered her mount to the side. Alas, the cavalryman behind her did not follow her lead. Leaves rustled, boughs snapped, and the horseman crashed to the pit's bottom, snapping his neck. Moments later, it was clear who'd set the trap, when the forest came alive and a cry rang out.
Nilfgaard, eh? Short in battle. Meve's father used to tell her that the true soldier does not set traps, that pits are the tools of brigands, poachers, and cowards. It seems fathers in Nilfgaard teach no such lessons. Meve spurred on her horse, jumping over the sharpened stakes before her, and headed for the pitfall's architects. Let's deal with it then.
It's a trap! Rally
Oh,
to
really?
me!
Life is mine now.
Again and again and again.
To thee, Nilfgaard!
Army's a waste of time for one like me.
Is that why?
Wise choice.
Again and again and again.
Alba!
Our ballista, your command.
Order!
Make love, not war.
Gloire! Hey, don't toss that. It's perfectly usable.
Bit of a pickle with these Alba armored cavalry units. Fairly tough bastards, aren't they?
El Herzer.
Should have listened to me, old lady.
Yes.
For Demavend!
Why is the AI so broken? Or laggy, I guess you could call it.
Gloire and countdown! Armor won't say. This harvest, we'll be reaping black-clad heads.
Try the battle again, because clearly that's not gonna work.
It's a trap! Rally to me!
Life is mine now. Necessity! Invention's mum.
Alright, that's better. Delta Dal by cavalry. gonna deal with them.
Oh, could murder a pint.
Okay.
Is that why?
Wise choice.
Left, right, left, right.
Order!
Should have listened to me.
Discipline shall bring us victory!
So much anger and suffering. For what?
Give me a target.
Alright.
Yes.
He's gonna play his card. Alba Pikeman, huh?
Again and again and again.
We've got 4 cards left.
Alba! Arbalista, your command.
Alright. Alba's been weakened.
Very glad!
I'll fight to my last breath.
Armor won't serve.
Army's a waste of time for one like me.
Egreto dum anime est, des est.
This harvest, we'll be reaping black-clad heads. One boat's all I need. My spirit's willing and how, but these damn boots are killing me. Gloire and cancer!
Retreat! Fall back!
So much for
Caught
the ambush.
between Lyrian hammer and Skelligan stone, Nilfgaard was shattered, destroyed. The victors now stood eyeing each other. These islanders were not like those Meve had met before. They wore no armor and carried no shields. At their fore stood a man as stout as an ox and bald as an ancient ghoul. His men called him Arnulf, the Patricide.
I thank you for your aid, Arnulf.
Said Meve, extending a hand.
Aid, she says! Aid! Do you hear that, mates?
The Skelligers exchanged glances, then erupted in roaring laughter.
Not here to help yous, not at all. We're after killing.
Join me and you shall have your fill.
Join nuisance? Just who the hell are you?
Meve, Queen of Rivia and Lyria.
Meve?
Arnulf said, his tone sobering.
I know the name. Lippy Goodman called ye bold, praised your courage to the high heaven. So be it. We'll follow ye into fire, wench. Just let us taste of blood. Grant us a death worthy of heroes.
Meve couldn't help but smile, then nodded to accept. The Lyrians stepped aside as tattooed warriors joined their ranks.
Arnulf, Find a place at one of the tables. Have a drink. Meet my men.
Think there's been a failure to communicate, lass? I didn't join your army to meet men, but to meet death. A good, honourable death. Quicker you lead me to that, the better.
I wish not to pry, but why do you long for death?
For only death can cleanse me of shame. You must have heard what they call me. Arnulf the Patricide. A moniker I earned. Oh, I did.
To die by one's child's hand. A terrible fate. And it shall be mine as well if I lose this war.
But did you earn it? This fate?
What? Not always have I been just with villain. I dismissed him, neglected him, but...
Neglected? Listen, lass. My da, he beat me. Till my skin turned blue and I chucked red bile. He'd drink and beat, drink and beat. My brother, Ulf, da clobbered him to death. My ma, she took her own life. Never met this son of yours. But I know you's a bit now, and I can say this. No kin of yours needs slaying.
I can't help but wonder, what does it signify? The tattoo on your head?
Ain't a tattoo. Carved these runes with a knife.
The method makes little difference. What do they mean?
Aim here. Message for enemy archers. Alas, don't seem they can read it. At least not from a distance. And when they get close, it's already too late for them.
So long, Arnulf.
Your Grace?
Farewell, Ake.
I'm pleased.
Duty call.
Of course.
Yes, Your Grace?
It's time I... Yes? I must go.
Well, need more cards. One to get the... or to the adept +1. That will certainly help me. So he's a patricide. Alright. We got... we'll go the long way around the river. Clear all of this out. Every single thing.
The scouts rode at the fore, with Meve right behind them. Their task, to find safe passage for the rest of the force. One among them probed for the quagmire's depth, a pole of 5 ells in hand. Suddenly, all heard a loud clang. The scouts dismounted, then heaved a bronze statue from the mire. Once it was cleaned of slime and muck, Meve instantly recognized its elven handiwork. The sculpture was exceedingly well preserved, save one detail. Someone had removed its face, leaving a black hole in its stead.
Search the environs,
ordered Meve. Amongst some brambles, they discovered the entrance to a vast tomb. Its doors had been torn open. On the ground before them lay scattered bones, some yellowed with age, others fresh, cracked and tattered from having been gnawed. Meve stood silent and contemplating at the tomb's threshold. Then, torch in hand, she entered and waded into fetid waters. Her soldiers followed close, arms at the ready, a nervous sweat on their brows. Frescoes on the tomb walls depicted Angren swamps and the beasts that prowled them. 2 words were inscribed over the largest of the horrors: Gwent.
The bloody mistress.
Barnabas Beckenbauer whispered. Suddenly, a roar thundered from deeper inside the tomb. Meve turned from the frescoes to see monstrous eyes blazing in the dark. Even Ake's normally steely mien betrayed a raw, consuming fear.
Alright, special rule, shortened battle. Oh dear. Eliminate the ancient... Oh crap, that's suicide. 250 HP, huh? Very well. We'll make use of Ache.
To me! We'll not die this day!
Arbalest at your command.
Left, right, left, right.
This harvest, we'll be reaping black-clad heads.
Again and again and again.
It's so dark and wet. Why is it everywhere we go is dark and wet?
Necessity! Invention's mum.
It's not too late to walk away.
One goat's all I need.
I think you'll really like this one.
My spirit's willing and how, but these damn boots are killing me.
For Demavend!
Prepare to fight, if you've any honor.
Army's a waste of time for one like me.
You sure about that?
Aye.
I think that's the last of them. But keep your weapons at the ready.
In her torch's feeble glow, the Queen examined the beast's corpse. She could not help but to shudder in disgust.
Perhaps it's better,
She thought.
that we faced it in the dark.
At the corridor's end, they found a closed door. Before any could draw near, it opened with a crash. Beyond lay a circular room. Light shone through a hole in the chamber's ceiling, illuminating a stone pedestal and the sword that lay upon it.
The air in here, it crackles with magic,
whispered Isbel. Meve Barnabas Beckenbauer, a gleam in his eye, asked to look at the unsheathed sword. The gnome studied the quillions intently, having spotted an inscription there.
Can you say what's written there?
Asked Meve.
Yes, perhaps. They're clear, the words. Their meaning, not necessarily so. Wieldeth me, and loseth not hope amongst the blood-red waters.
It sounds like a riddle that I've no wish to solve. We should move on, and quickly so.
Beware! The bloody mistress despises those who kill her servants.
Alright, there's a puzzle over here. Camp. And then, you know, some loot over on this side. Alright. And then we'll get to Caldwell at long last. And about halfway through the swamp in here. Okay. Fortress in the swamp. Destroy all enemy units. Meve is prepared to deliver the final blow.
Oh, be ashamed to let this beauty go to waste.
Arbalista, your command. Armor won't save. One bolt's all I need. Give me a target. Arbalista, your command.
Let's try again. Damage unit, okay. For each unit destroyed by this. So we need to. Alright.
I only loot corpses, except sometimes they're quite fresh.
One bolt's all I need. Give me a target. Arbalista, your command. Armor won't save them. One boat's all I need.
Can use this. Not sure for what just yet, but...
Armor won't save them. One boat's all I need. Give me a target.
One man's battlefield is another man's ripe patch for harvest.
Our ballista, your command. Armor won't save them. One boat's all I need. Give me a target. Our ballista, your command.
I see, I understand the puzzle now.
Armor won't save him.
Okay.
use it. Not sure if I want it yet, but...
One bolt's all I need. Give me a target. Arbalist at your command.
One man's battlefield is another man's ripe patch for harvest.
Arbalist at your command. Armor won't save. One bolt's all I need. Give me a target. Arbalist at your command. Armor won't save them.
Oh, be ashamed to let this beauty go to waste.
Give me a target. Arbalist at your command. Armor won't save him. One bolt's all I need. Give me a target. Arbalist at your command.
Use it.
Not sure for what just yet, but...
Arbalist, your command. Armor won't save them.
One bolt's all I need.
Give me a target. Arbalist, your command. Armor won't save them.
One bolt's all I need.
Alright, Nilfgaardian camp sorted out. Alright, some treasure and some point of interest there in the village.
Your Grace, the charts say we near Tusley.
Angren renders charts helpless to show the way, I fear. Soon we shall halt to sight our exact position. We will know then if our path is true.
As you wish, Your Grace.
Sensing a limp in her mount's gait, Meve ordered the column to halt. There was a thorn in her mare's hoof, burrowing deeper with every step. The horse whinnied and pulled her leg away, but Meve knew how to calm her. She stroked the mare's cheek, whispered slow words in her ear. She then extracted the thorn without difficulty.
I'm sorry to interrupt,
Said the druid from behind Meve's back.
yet this is where our paths diverge. We've a modest gift to thank you for the road shared, and for your aid at the obelisk to the marsh gods.
Meve wished to respond, but the druids had turned toward the woods, their satchels slung over their shoulders. The queen waited till they were out of sight to open the bundle. Their gift was by no means modest.
The trees no longer wish... This land is... Corruption flows from Isgith.
Meve and the horseman beside her exchanged a perplexed glance. They'd heard the song clearly, both its tune and its verse. Whoever had hollowed it had to be close, and given their diction, rather well oiled. Moments later, a hamlet appeared to the Lyrians' tired eyes. A great bonfire blazed at its center. Around it danced peasants, barefoot, giggling, hooting, joyful and carefree. One by one, they noticed the queen. Soon, all were silent, huddled together, children peering from behind their backs.
Fear not,
Said Meve.
we mean you no harm. What do you celebrate? A lad's grooming? Nuptials?
Nay, my lady. Hell yes. The gods have been kind. Filled us nets and snares with game. Come time we thank them.
Yes. You've things to be thankful for.
We do, my lady. And we's poor folk. So a queen. Well, you must as well. Your Majesty, stay tonight, feast with us. There'll be music and plenty of rum by the fire.
Why not?
Began Meve, daintily dismounting.
We all deserve some respite, I suppose.
The Lyrians needed no convincing. With astonishing haste, they removed mail and helmets, then eagerly joined in the fating and dance. Amidst the trilling of flutes, fifes, and fiddles, all those gathered revelled until dawn. They could rest at last, forget about Nilfgaard and the many beasts that prowled among the reeds. They'd long remember that night. The carefree laughter, peasant maids whirling in dance, the ale cold as a mountain spring, and the bread they crisped over the fire. One exchange in particular etched itself into the Queen's mind, an exchange she overheard.
Not a little? Not even a teeny tiny bit?
I'll say it again. It's not your concern.
Of course it's not. Wouldn't be so damn curious if it were. So be it. Keep your silence. But those eyes like the summer sky, that hair like waves of grain. I see the way you gape.
What do you two speak of?
Your Majesty.
Couldn't have answered that better myself.
Who does Reynard gape at?
Ha! The new ballista, what else? Ah, what a piece of work. Pure art, I say. Can't tear your eyes away for an instant.
Ah, the ballista, you say?
Precisely.
And what sets this machine apart from the rest? The smoothness of its wood? Its graceful curves and dainty angles?
Majesty, if we may, I'd prefer not.
I understand, Reynard. I know men often discuss the qualities of ballistae. Consider me gone.
Meve turned and walked back to the fire, sat down on an old stump.
Ha! That was close. Shh!
And the faintest of smiles crossed her lips. Meve expected the villagers to request recompense for their welcome. Yet the peasants made not the slightest mention of coin, and the queen was much moved by their kindness. Once again, those with the least had proved the most willing to share. The Lyrians did not assemble come the morn. The force marched off in the afternoon, unshaven, unbathed, dishevelled. Not normally one to overlook contempt for discipline, that day Meve understood even soldiers needed to let their guard down, at times.
Adma.
Oklepa! Oklep!
Well, that's that. Let's go kill Caldwell then. Good.
round, round my God.
I guess I have to ask where is it what I'm missing? Because obviously the chapter...
Corruption. This land is sick. Corruption flows from
Right. Where did I miss some stuff? That's the bridge yonder. Don't know. Honestly, don't even care. Let's move on.
In Angren swamps, one can easily lose one's way. Thick fog fills the air, paths end without warning, dense thickets obscure the distance. The sole way to determine one's position is to climb a tree and peer out over the canopy. This duty fell to Meve's scouts, while the force halted below. During one such delay, Meve caught the words she'd longed to hear.
Majesty! Tuzla Castle! Its tower! I see it!
To her soldiers' astonishment, Meve cast off her gauntlets and started up the nearest trunk. She longed to see the castle for herself, for then she would know sweet vengeance was at hand. The climb proved tricky, as the trunk was slippery and the branches, run through with rot, were frail. Yet Meve showed herself to be skillful and spry. As a child, she had loved to scale trees, much to her governess' dismay. Meve looked out to see a mighty stone tower outlined against the horizon. Legend holds Tuzla Castle was to have had 3 such bastions. Yet King Ragbard, the fort's benefactor, had forsaken the effort when yet another stone transport simply sank into Angren's boggy roads. It was a moment of respite for Meve, a moment of quiet joy. She breathed and tasted air free of the bog stench. She took in silence undisturbed by the hum of mosquito swarms. And she relished her prospects. The coming battle against Caldwell. The soldiers stood exhausted and filthy, many with raspy coughs, all sick of the meager gruel. But with the command to advance, a new strength sparked within them. Their step was lively, a fire burned in their eyes, each hoping to spill Caldwell's entrails, then dash them upon the fort walls. Yet as they drew near the stronghold, perched atop a stone isle, their verve dwindled, enthusiasm waned. They had taken fortresses with thicker walls, taller towers, and manned by more men. Yet they'd never seen nor laid siege to a fort standing on land so ill-suited. To rush the bulwarks through waist-deep mud. Was this even possible?
Prove I was no fool to keep you at my side,
said Meve, turning to Gascon and Reynard.
A slaughter I must avoid. How will I do it?
Your Grace,
began Reynard.
Set our machines to sling boulders. At the west wall, it's weakest. 'Tis our best chance at a breach.
Our men'll need cover,
added Gascon.
Reeds we must harvest and burn. Smoke will cloak us. Conceal us from the castle's defenders.
Good,
agreed the Queen.
Now get to work.
Amidst billowing blue smoke, Lyrian footmen rushed through the breach wrought by Reynard's catapults. Though she had yet to forgive her companions, Meve had to admit they'd given her sound advice.
Alright, story battle and shortened battle. Caldwell was nowhere to be seen, which hadn't surprised Meve in the least. The Count never fought on the front, instead preferred to stay back to galvanize the men by shouting encouragement and brandishing his sword, a blade that rarely tasted blood.
Caldwell, I've come for your head.
I knew you'd come. Your lofty pride presages another dramatic fall.
Company! Forward march! We must exploit the breach in their fortifications, Your Grace.
Left, right, Left.
The
right.
unworthy shall be punished.
Order!
I'm a born servant.
Lyria!
John. Coin never stinks, no matter how. Our archers shouldn't be any more trouble.
Life is mine now.
Again and again and again.
Wise choice.
Army's a waste of time for one like me.
Aye. All right, that's no problem.
My pain serves a purpose.
A dram of glue, a bit of soldering, a rivet or two, and it's good as new.
Nilfgaard!
In retreat! For the Queen! God save the Queen! For the last!
Okay. Let's see what we can do then. No. Alright, that will do.
Caldwell, I've come for your head!
I knew you'd come. Your lofty pride presages another dramatic fall.
Lyria!
Her Majesty knows what she's doing. We must exploit the breach in their fortifications.
Army's a waste of time for one like me.
All right, that's no problem. One boat's all I need.
Order!
Where archers shouldn't be any more trouble.
Give me a target. Aye.
Life is mine now.
Left, right, left, right.
Wise choice.
Getting to work.
It's not too late to walk away.
Again and again and again.
Not supposed to be any smoke.
Army's a waste of time for one like me.
Should have listened to me, old lady.
Nilfgaard!
Retreat! God save the Queen! To the last! Yeah!
March on. No one touch him! The Count is mine!
Many of Meve's victories have been immortalized in poetry and song, but not the fall of Tuzla. Lyrians fought Lyrians, brothers killed brothers, in rain and mud midst a cursed swamp. Certainly nothing to inspire a bard. Near the battle's end, Meve stormed the great stone tower to which Caldwell had fled. The queen ascended the stairs, dealing blow after blow, blood cascading down in her wake. She reached the top floor to find the Count waiting, with no intention to defend himself.
If it's mercy you expect, you'll be sorely disappointed.
Mercy? I know you all too well for that, Meve. Ever vindictive and cruel.
All this from a paragon of knightly virtues. You stabbed me in the back, Caldwell, and used Willem to do so. My son!
Who agreed without a moment's hesitation? Forsaken by your own son, your flesh and blood. What's that say about you?
Oh, you tread on thin ice. Choose your next words carefully.
Spare me your threats. You'll kill me all the same.
Death can come in many ways, Count. Some quick, some slow.
My, how you strut and vaunt. Terribly sure of yourself. Perhaps too sure.
Your castle is mine. I've crushed your force. I dare say no, I'm not.
Precisely my point. Don't you see? The Empire's not one army, it's dozens, hundreds. It's what I strove to knock into that thick dome of yours. Alas, you're too much a dullard. Soon as I'd learned you'd crossed into Angren, I sent for reinforcements. They'll be here soon. 3 regiments, armed to the teeth.
Nilfgaardians seem ever to have the upper hand, yet I find the means to defeat them.
Not this time, Meve. Nilfgaard comes in numbers, 10 Imperial footmen to each and every one of yours. You'll not win, nor can you flee. Do you know why?
Enlighten me. I dare you.
But one bridge leads to Tuzla. As it happens, I ordered it raised as you laid siege. The swamps around the castle are too deep to cross. Try to rebuild the bridge, the Imperial troops will arrive before you can finish. Your men they'll slay as you watch, and then they'll wring your neck.
I wouldn't be so pleased were I you. You won't live to see this outcome.
I know that, but I take heart in the truth. Though the castle you've seized and will likely kill me, I've won. Outsmarted you, Meve. Twice now. And you know what? 'Twasn't even that hard.
With those words, with his arrogance and contempt, Caldwell had gone too far. The Queen gripped his shoulders, pushed. Caldwell stumbled backwards, then tripped out the window. A blood-chilling shriek filled the courtyard, then broke off abruptly.
Now fool me thrice. Try.
Meve slapped the dust from her hands. The traitor had met a deserving end at last. Yet this was no time to revel in the Count's demise. If Caldwell had spoken the truth, the Queen and her army were in grave danger. Meve's scouts quickly confirmed the traitor's claim. The bridge was indeed in flames, and Nilfgaardian regiments were advancing from the south. Now to confirm if there was truly no other route by which they could flee, the Queen ordered her men to ask the local peasants. One of their number, a stable hand who'd lived near Tuzla all his life, claimed a secret path led out the back of the stronghold.
King Ragbard himself ordered it built. Had him drop great stones into its swamp, one after another, like beads on a string. Bitter water covers them, so you can't see nowt at start. Can make 'em out if you go proper slow, though.
What is it?
The stones. They lead to Isgith. And there, my lady, lurks an evil worse nor any black-clad army.
What? A beast of some sort?
Some say beast, others god. Gernicora, they call her. And you'll yet see, my lady. Isgith shines red with your blood.
A silly tale to frighten children, Meve thought at first. Then paused. For something about the man's voice made his every word believable.
None too encouraging, yet preferable to certain death. Tell me, from Isgith, will we reach the banks of the Yaruga, near Red Lobendon perchance?
Aye, your majesty. You need but head north. And pray all along the way.
Soon, Meve stood where the stable hand had said she should, at the edge of a vast marsh. Carefully, she dipped a foot into the broth and probed for solid ground. Sure enough, she found stone. One cautious step, then another. Meve slowly strode off towards Isgith. With the path to Isgith hidden from view, Meve proceeded like one blind, moving solely by touch. With each step, she could not know if she would find rock or plunge beneath the black water's surface. The Queen's soldiers followed single file, carefully mirroring her every move. The Lyrians, near the end of their strength, got lucky when a light breeze dispersed the fog to reveal dry land. The Queen let out a sigh of relief.
At last.
Meve kicked off her boots to empty them of water and mud, then promptly screamed. Her legs were in leeches, slimy, bloated leeches. Ignoring the pain and trickling blood, she frantically tore them from her legs, wishing to be rid of them. Having plucked the last parasite from her calf, Meve grabbed her boot to crush the bloodsucker beneath her heel. Yet it had already slithered off. She spotted it on the trunk of a birch where, like a very fast snail, it was climbing.
What the devils?
But Meve's words caught in her throat. Leeches and ticks in the dozens dangled from the tree's branches. Some were so gorged on blood that their skin was translucent and on the point of bursting. Meve had some difficulty muting the urge to retch. The Queen stepped back, finding it hard to believe what hung before her eyes, confused as to what it all meant.
Well, welcome to Isgith. It is quite the nightmare. Anyway, hope you all enjoyed this. Costin signing out. Don't forget to subscribe and like the video. And stay tuned for more.